Welcome back. Today, you build your second command, /interview, and learn how OpenCode creates and edits files. By the end of this lesson, you will have built your second command, /interview, and along the way you will learn the two most important things OpenCode can do to your files. It can create them, brand new, from nothing. And it can edit them, changing exactly what you ask. You will plan first, build second, and then refine one small detail. By the end, you will hold a growing library of your own commands, built entirely by you. OpenCode can create files. This is one of the biggest things that separates it from a simple chat window. When you ask OpenCode to make something, it can write a brand new file straight onto your computer, a file that did not exist a moment ago. And that file is completely real. You can open it yourself, read what is inside, and use it. This is exactly how /commands come into existence. OpenCode creates the file, and the command becomes real. This is worth pausing on, because it gets at the heart of what OpenCode actually is. A chatbot in a browser window can describe a command to you. It can even write out the words you might use. But it cannot save one. It has no hands on your computer. OpenCode is different. It writes a real file, straight onto your disk, and that file stays there after the conversation ends. That is the difference between talking about doing something and actually doing it. Meet /interview. This is your second command, and it comes from a prompting pattern you already met earlier, the interview me pattern. The idea is simple but powerful. Instead of answering you right away, /interview asks you questions first. It interviews you, gently, to understand what you really need, and only then does it give you an answer. It is a lovely pattern, and today you save it as a command you can run anytime, with a single word. Plan first. This is the habit you picked up when you designed /review, and it applies every bit as much here. Start in plan mode. Describe what you want, and let OpenCode propose how it would build it, without changing a single thing on your computer. Read the proposal carefully. Adjust it until the design feels solid and right. Only then do you switch to build mode and let the file come to life. Plan first, build second. That order never changes. Here is how you ask. You write something simple, in plain everyday English. Create a /command called interview. When I run it, ask me 3 questions before you answer anything. That is the whole request. Notice how concrete it is, a clear role for OpenCode to play, and a specific instruction about what to do. Plain words are all you need. You do not have to learn a special language. Just describe what you want, the way you would describe it to a careful person sitting beside you. So what does OpenCode actually write? A file. That file is the command definition, and inside it sits your interview prompt, the instructions that tell OpenCode how to behave when you run /interview. OpenCode has taken your plain English request and turned it into a saved, reusable command. You did not have to know where the file lives or what format it uses. You described what you wanted, and OpenCode handled the rest, quietly and correctly. Build mode makes it real. Once the plan feels right, you switch to build mode, one press of tab. Now OpenCode shows you something called a diff. A diff is a clear, honest look at exactly what is about to change on your computer, which file will be created, and what will go inside it. You read the diff, you confirm it looks right, and you accept. Only then does the file actually appear. You are never ambushed. Every change is a decision you made on purpose, and now /interview exists. You can prove it. In your terminal, you run a command called cat on the command file, and there it is, your interview prompt, sitting on your computer, real and readable. You did that. You described what you wanted in plain English, you planned it, you built it, and now a brand new command lives on your machine, ready to run whenever you type its name. That is a genuinely satisfying moment, and you earned it. But creating is only half the story. OpenCode can also edit files that already exist. Say you want to change one small thing about /interview, maybe 3 questions feels too few. You simply ask OpenCode to edit the command. You do not have to find the file yourself or remember where it lives. You describe the change in plain words, and OpenCode handles it. And just like before, it shows you the change before it happens, so you stay fully in control. Here is the edit. You write one short sentence, make /interview ask 5 questions instead of 3. That is all. OpenCode opens the command file, finds the line that says 3, and updates it to 5. One sentence from you, one line changed. You did not have to open the file, hunt for the right spot, or type the change yourself. You described what you wanted, and OpenCode made the edit, precisely and cleanly, exactly where it needed to. Before the edit is saved, OpenCode shows you the diff again. The diff highlights the old line and the new line, side by side, so you can see exactly what is different. 3 becomes 5. Nothing else moves. You read it, confirm it is what you wanted, and accept. If it is not what you wanted, you simply decline, and nothing changes. The diff is your safety net, a calm, honest look at every change, every time, before it becomes real. And here is something worth knowing: you can plan an edit, just like you plan a creation. Even for a small change, it is worth a quick pass through plan mode. Read the proposal, make sure it is doing what you intend, and only then switch to build and accept. It feels like extra effort for a one-line change, but that glance is exactly what catches the edits you did not actually want. The same two-step habit applies to changes, not just to brand new files. Let us look at what is actually inside the command. It is the interview me prompt: ask me questions before you answer anything. That is the whole idea. A complex, powerful prompting pattern, captured and saved inside a single command file. You never have to retype it. You never have to remember the exact wording. You just type /interview, and the pattern runs for you, every time, exactly as you designed it. That is the real magic of saving commands. Why is this so powerful? Because you took a clever prompting pattern, one that asks questions before answering, and you distilled it down to a single word. You did the careful thinking once, when you designed it. And now you reuse it forever, as many times as you like, without retyping a thing. That is what turns commands from novelties into genuine tools. Each one you build adds to a small, personal toolkit that fits the way you actually work. Take a moment to notice what you have now. You have /review, your careful code reader. And you have /interview, your questioning helper. 2 commands, shaped by you, each one a real tool that does something genuinely useful. And this is only the beginning. Every command you add makes your library richer and more personal. A growing collection of small tools, each shaped to fit the way you think and the work you do. That is a library no one else has, it is yours. There is a rhythm to all of this, and it is worth naming clearly. Plan, describe what you want, and read the proposal before anything changes. Build or edit, accept the diff, and the file changes for real. Verify, run cat on the file, and confirm with your own eyes that it is exactly what you intended. 3 steps. Plan, build, verify. If you hold on to that rhythm, you will never be surprised by a change, and you will always trust what is on your computer. Let me recap the whole lesson. OpenCode creates files, brand new, completely real, sitting right there on your computer. OpenCode edits files, precisely, changing exactly the line you asked for and nothing more. Always plan first, then build, so every change is a decision you made on purpose. And verify with cat, so you see the result with your own eyes. Create, edit, plan, verify. 4 small habits that together give you complete, calm control over your work. Now it is your turn. Open OpenCode in a folder. Plan /interview in plan mode, describe what you want, and read the proposal. When it feels right, switch to build, read the diff carefully, and accept. Then make one small edit, ask OpenCode to change it to 5 questions. Read the diff again, accept, and verify the whole thing with cat. By the end, you will have built and refined your second command, entirely with your own hands. Here are a few words worth holding on to. Create, OpenCode writes a brand new file onto your computer. Edit, OpenCode changes a file that already exists, precisely and line by line. Diff, a clear, honest view of exactly what changed, shown before you accept anything. And command file, the saved definition of a /command, the real file that holds your prompt. Keep these 4 close. You will meet them again and again as you build more commands, 2 commands and counting. /review and /interview, both shaped by you, both genuinely useful, both fitted to the way you work. And here is the lovely part, your library only grows from here. Every time you find yourself repeating a clever pattern, you can save it as a command and reach for it with a single word. 1 command at a time, you are assembling a personal toolkit that no one else in the world has. That is something worth being quietly proud of. Think of creation as a spark becoming solid. Something that did not exist a moment ago now glows softly into being, real, present, and entirely yours. Editing is the patient art of refinement. A single line shifts, and the whole thing becomes a little more exactly what you meant. A library grows one piece at a time. So does your toolkit, each command a small, glowing addition to something quietly becoming yours. Crafting takes patience. You shape, you step back, you shape again, until the tool feels right in the hand. 2 tools, side by side, each one different, each one earned. Together they are more than either one alone. Thanks for spending this time with me. Next, you ask OpenCode to run something. Thanks for watching. If this helped, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.